Today's video will be on the circumference of a circle. So our learning goals for today, by the end of the lesson you'll be able to identify the key features of a circle. So this includes the diameter, the radius and the circumference. You'll be able to calculate the circumference of the circle with a calculator, rounding to 2 decimal places, and you'll be able to calculate the circumference of a circle without a calculator using approximations of pi. Okay, so features of a circle. So the diameter, which we represent with a lowercase d, is the distance across the center of a circle. So you can see here in the picture, if you were to cut a circle straight in half, so passing right through the center, that would be called the diameter. The radius, and we use a symbol of a lowercase r, that's the distance from the center of the circle to the outside. So this, for instance, would be the radius. If you drew a line here, that would also be the radius. You could draw a line here, that would also be the radius. Anywhere where you're cutting from the outside straight to the center, so like halfway across the circle, that's the radius. And the circumference is the distance around the circle. So the outside there, I would trace that, but it will not look like a circle. So the circumference is the outside of the circle. Now, to calculate the circumference, we use the mathematical formula we've got here. So, circumference equals 2 pi r. So this means to work out the circumference, you do 2 times pi times the radius. Or, if you're given the diameter, the circumference equals pi times the diameter. Now, pi is a mathematical symbol there that you can see. Looks like, I don't know what that looks like, but that's pi, and it's approximately equal to 3.14159, and that's correct to 5 decimal places, but this number is not a rational number, so it will go on forever. So on your calculator you actually have a symbol for pi. I don't know if you can see this, but right there, this button here, that's pi. So if you're having to do with pi, you can press that button and it'll put the value in, and it'll be quite correct. So you can also use common approximations for pi, so we can round it to 2 decimal places and use 3.14, or if you want to do it as a fraction, you can do 22 over 7. So obviously the more precise way to do that is using that button there on your calculator to work out pi, rather than using those approximations of pi. Okay, so we've got some worked examples now. So find the circumference of these circles correct to 2 decimal places using a calculator for the value of pi. So for the first one, we've got this line that's coming from the center to the side, which is the radius. So our circumference equals 2 pi r. So 2 times pi times our radius. So that means 2 times pi times our radius, which was 3.5. We're going to type that into our calculator using our value of pi. So 2 times pi, using our pi button, times 3.5, and that equals 21.991148, so on. So we're going to round to 2 decimal places because that's what our question asks us to do. So 21.991 just rounds to 21.99 meters. So that's our circumference there for A. I should label my questions. For B, we've got a line that goes the whole way across the circle, cutting through the middle, so that's the diameter. So the circumference equals pi times the diameter. So in this case, it's pi times 4. Again, use our calculator, so we're going to do pi times 4. That will give us our answer there. And obviously, we're going to round that. Sorry, I just cleared that. So that's 12.566370, etc. So we're going to round. 12.566 rounds to 12.57. And it's centimeters there. So that's what we do for those ones. Okay, our second one says to calculate the circumference of these circles using the given approximations of pi. So this time we're not going to use our calculator. This time we're not going to use our symbol on our calculator. We're just going to use the values they've given us. So for A, again we have the diameter, so we know our formula is circumference equals pi times the diameter. So we're using this approximation for pi, so we're going to do 3.14 times 10. And that's going to give us 31.4 meters as our answer. For B, we've got the radius, so our circumference equals 2 pi r. which in this case is going to be 2 times 22 over 7, because that's the value of pi we're given, times the radius, which is 14. So we're going to type that into our calculators. So in our calculators, there's actually a space for you to actually, said actually a lot. So there's a button there, I'm not sure if you can see, this one here, that will actually let you put a fraction into your calculator. So if you want to use that, you can. If not, you can just do 22 divided by 7. Just make sure you're putting in brackets where necessary, because your calculator will just work left to right. So unless you put the brackets around the fraction, it will just do 2 times 22 and then divide all of that by 7. So just make sure you're aware of that. And our answer there is 88 centimetres. There we go. So that's all we have for today's video. So that's circumference of a circle. Make sure you've got the notes for that, and any questions at all, please come and see me in class.